What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for MLB Thursday, June 30th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's MLB slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have a 5-game slate tonight, so let's take a look at the pitcher position. So I got a value play here for you at the pitcher position. I like JT Brubaker. He's got a nice pitching advantage here over the Milwaukee Brewers, a low salary batting team, the Milwaukee Brewers. So JT Brubaker, he's giving up a .720 OPS versus lefties, a .758 OPS versus righties, and his worst pitch is to switch hitters, but he's not facing any switch hitters here tonight. He's facing 5 lefties and 4 righties, and on top of that, the Brewers have only hit 13 of his last 55 pitches. That's a .236 batting average. JT Brubaker is $8,800 FanDuel salary, and he's $1,300 less on DraftKings, averaging 25 fantasy points per game on the season. Now, he has an ERA of 4.15, and his record is only 1-7. He's pitching an average of 84 pitches per game, but he has been on fire, scoring 31, 43, and 25 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I think you could take a shot on this low salary pitcher if you want to stack your bats. So I like JT Brubaker here versus the Milwaukee Brewers. Okay, let's take a look at the catcher first base position. Now, here's a stud for you. You'll have plenty of salary if you go with Brubaker. So I like Freddie Freeman. He's got a 29% batting advantage over Joe Musgrove. Freddie Freeman batting 12% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .932 OPS versus righties. Joe Musgrove pitching his worst ball versus lefty batters, 17% worse than his pitch to righties, giving up a .678 OPS versus lefties. And I like this pick because Freddie Freeman is 6 for 15. It's a .400 batting average, and he has a 1.171 OPS versus Musgrove. He's $4,000 FanDuel salary, $1,400 more on DraftKings, averaging 12 fantasy points per game on the season. He has a batting average of .308, and he scored fantasy points in all 5 of his last games. So I like Freddie Freeman here versus Joe Musgrove. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won. And then we'll send you $25 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, let's take a look at the second base position. Here's another value play. I like Gavin Lux with a 33% batting advantage over that same pitcher, Joe Musgrove. Gavin Lux batting 16% better versus righty pitchers. Joe Musgrove giving up the .678 OPS versus lefties. Now, Gavin Lux is 0 for 4 versus Musgrove, but he's only $2,400 FanDuel salary, $1,700 more on DraftKings, averaging 8 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored fantasy points in all 5 of his last games. He has a batting average of .296. So I like Gavin Lux here versus Joe Musgrove. Okay, let's take a look at the third base position. Another value play here, I like Yandy Diaz with a 49% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Yusei Kikuchi. Yandy Diaz batting 11% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .792 OPS versus lefties. Yusei Kikuchi pitching his worst ball by far to righty batters, 37% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .902 OPS versus righties. Now, Yandy Diaz is 0 for 6 versus Kikuchi, but I love the splits, and he's only $2,700 FanDuel salary, $700 more on DraftKings, averaging 8 fantasy points per game on the season. He has a batting average of .266, so I like Yandy Diaz here versus Yusei Kikuchi. Okay, who do we have at the shortstop position? I like Nico Hoerner. He's got a 57% batting advantage over Graham Ashcraft. Nico Hoerner batting 13% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .799 OPS versus righties. Graham Ashcraft pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, 44% worse than his pitch to lefties, giving up a .780 OPS versus righties. Now, there's no at-bats versus Ashcraft yet, and Nico Hoerner only $2,500 FanDuel salary, $800 more on DraftKings, averaging 8 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored fantasy points in all 5 of his last games, and he has a batting average of .304, so I like Nico Hoerner here versus Graham Ashcraft. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, moving on to the outfield position. So I like Christopher Morel with a 54% batting advantage over Graham Ashcraft. Christopher Morel batting 10% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .795 OPS versus righties. Graham Ashcraft pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, giving up a .780 OPS versus righties. No at-bats versus Ashcraft yet. Christopher Morel is $2,900 FanDuel salary, only $500 more on DraftKings, averaging 12 fantasy points per game on the season, scored fantasy points in all 5 of his last games, has a batting average of .261, so I like Christopher Morel here versus Graham Ashcraft. Now, I also like Randy Arozarena with a 47% batting advantage over the low-salary pitcher Yusei Kikuchi. Randy Arozarena batting 10% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .796 OPS versus lefties. Yusei Kikuchi, he's pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, 37% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .902 OPS versus righties. And Randy Arozarena is 2 for 6 with a 1.166 OPS versus Kikuchi. One of those 2 hits is for a home run. He's $2,900 FanDuel salary, $1,600 more on DraftKings, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored fantasy points in all 5 of his last games. He has a batting average of .256. So I like Randy Arozarena here versus Yusei Kikuchi. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, Please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.